Hi and welcome to DEKOMTE. Really appreciate you taking this time to click on our video and meet who we are and learn a little bit about the solutions and technology that we've got to offer for combined cycle plants. DEKOMTE is a company founded more than 40 years ago, and our whole specialty is making bespoke, customized solutions designed to fit a higher cycling, longer life reliability of a power plant. We've got some great experience working in combined cycle plants, conventional boilers, as well as lots of other heavy industry applications. And I hope you'll reach out to us at the end of this video to talk about what your needs are and how we can support you with your customized solutions moving forward. So thanks for being here, thanks for listening. We hope you have a great Enlit Asia show, and I'd just like to run you through this short video now of the presentation to give you a taster, to encourage you to come back and talk to us a little bit later on. As I said, just to give the introduction about who we are as a company and the foundation and the value system we have. Our company has been operating more than 40 years. We're a private held company, and our focus is not just on the product, but on the technical scope of the solution. And the way in which we're working is really very much orientated to listen to the customer and develop the right solutions that you need. So our ethical, professional, technical behaviour we think is quite important in how we're going to work with you. We have offices based around the world. Our head office is based in Germany with our technology centre. We have service centres regionally, and our local service centre for the Asia market is in Singapore, but we have various partners in South Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, to name a few, and each of those are also trained, skilled technicians capable of giving some support to the local market. As I say, we're able to cover a wide range of industries. Our main focus is power generation, so gas turbine exhaust systems. Combined cycle plants is our strongest market segment, and we're supplying that in both OEM, those original equipment manufacturers like Siemens, Mitsubishi, GE, but also in the retrofit and the aftermarket. And we see those two camps of requirements being quite different. With the OEM, we understand the drive of cost and building the plant to a low capital cost to an immediate functionality and immediate operating ability of the plant. And in the aftermarket, we understand the long life requirement, higher cycling requirement, and more arduous operating duty that the plant needs to try to achieve and to generate an income over a much longer period of time. We're working on lots of other types of plants, but so if you have other types of specialist applications, please also reach out to us. Within a combined cycle plant, the key location for the expansion joint is very much the GT exhaust. This is the key position due to the temperature, pressure, and the high movements. But DEKOMTE is also supplying the expansion joints across the rest of the package. So this means the air inlet system, inlet duct system, ventilation package, and then on the HRSG duct or diverter bypass system, the penetration seals and stack outlet expansion joint. So across the whole package, we're able to support your requirements. DEKOMTE is also supporting and supplying to conventional boiler plants. And when we talk about conventional boilers, of course, there are still coal-fired plants available, and these are still being built in some parts of the world, but we're also supplying to biomass, waste to energy, incineration, pyrolysis plants. And these are also in heavy construction these days, with many more units coming online. DEKOMTE uses its engineering capability to focus on the problem areas of plant, and as I said earlier, the same focus of difference between OEM and aftermarket comes into play, and there are lots of different applications around the plant which I'd just like to touch for you in these next few slides. So we've got from the pulverizing coal mill or the fuel handling systems, air handling ductwork, right through to the incineration side on the boiler, top dead space, all penetrations on the boiler package, and then everywhere from the flue gas treatment system through to the exhaust and the chimney stack. There are lots of different expansion joints, and we're supplying both the metallic types and fabric types across various aspects of these plants. So if you have one of these plants, then please reach out to us and we can really tailor a specific solution to meet the requirements you've got to get a better reliability and lifetime. The starting point of working with DEKOMTE is to establish the right technical specification, because when we ask the right question, we can deliver you the right solution. And technical specification, when we talk from the OEM, is very different from what we get from the aftermarket. From the OEM, the driver of being a low capital cost initial value proposition that delivers that operational target for the plant is different than when we talk of the aftermarket in a plant which is requiring a higher reliability, longer life, more cycles. So the inspection of how we're going to create that specification is really important. And that really starts by us coming to your site and doing a visual and thermographic survey and identifying every location, what the current condition is, and what type of maintenance life we expect to see from each of those products. And what we hope to be able to help you with is creating the right maintenance strategy, what you need to budget for, and which expansion joints need to be changed at which intervals going forward in your future outage plans. That thermographic survey also helps to document the annual progression in degradation of these products. And so we think that we can help you really develop a much longer lifetime view and a preventative maintenance view in some of the actions that can be taken, rather than just waiting for failure and having to replace the complete solution or complete product. What to look for in these products and areas of the plant is not just the expansion joint. We really need to look at the whole encompassing area, and this is also a critical point of defining how DEKOMTE can support you and how DEKOMTE is different from some of our competitors. We're not just looking to supply you a new membrane, whether it be a metallic bellow or a fabric expansion joint. What we're looking to do is look at the complete solution. That means integrated to the adjacent steel parts, duct stiffeners, duct supports, adjacent insulation, internal liner or cladding plate systems. So the whole package of how the expansion joint ties into the surrounding HRSG or gas turbine exhaust casing, that's going to be the thing that determines a much better reliability for a longer term. So I've listed some points here and hopefully they can help you in the inspections and maintenance you're doing, but I hope also you reach out to our local team, how we can also come and support you and do inspections. It's also key that we talk to you about how you operate the plant. The requirements in exhaust ducts from base load to cycling or mid-merit operation or peak loading, these have a dramatic difference in the thermal gradients that occur across the duct system and the stresses that occur in the duct system. The expansion joint is one of the weakest elements of that system, and therefore we need to know how you're going to operate the plant, and that should form really a key part of that specification that's going to define the new requirements. The first section I want to touch on in now just a series of a few little case studies is the gas turbine exhaust expansion joint. In the GT exhaust, we see very high temperatures, normally around 600 degrees Celsius. In the new larger gas turbines, we're seeing almost 650, so around 1300 Fahrenheit. And these very high temperatures have critical stress factors for the exhaust duct system and equally for the expansion joints. There are two types of system. The old traditional design of a hot casing externally insulated expansion joints, and the more modern approach, which is the cold casing exhaust duct system. When we look at all of the gas turbines available in the world today, they all have a diffuser which has a hot casing connection. And so typically we see the expansion joint as the transition from this hot casing connection to the cold casing of the bypass, diverter or the HRSG inlet duct section or stack system. In this hot casing system, the expansion joint framework is the key to the design, and DEKOMTE have some very unique systems available that are able to give a very high cycling for these expansion joints, and that's all about reducing the temperature gradient. I show a short snapshot here, but we'd really love to describe to you, if this is applicable, the real detailed engineering behind this solution. But the key is temperature gradient in the steel frame to increase that cycling capability. This is a well-proven concept, and we've delivered more than 500 of these units worldwide. It's proven both by finite element and CFD analysis in our engineering department, but also obviously more importantly by real world testing and real world installation and reference. So this is a great solution which really can add a significant reliability for the plant. We have this solution installed on various gas turbine types, from the gas turbine frame 7, frame 9, also through to the 7F, Westinghouse or Siemens machines, and the frame 6 gas turbine. The key application is this transition from hot to cold casing, but we're also supplying the hot to hot for older machines and the cold to cold in the newer applications and newer gas turbines and HRSG inlet ducts. Very often we're delivering the expansion joint as a kit of parts because we're providing all the field erection services as well as a turnkey product, and this means that we're supplying and assembling on site and retrofitting in the field with all the manpower required to accomplish the complete works within your outage time frame. I'd also like to quickly touch on the other joints available in combined cycle plants, HRSG outlet expansion joint. This expansion joint is a lower temperature, but we need to give other considerations to dew point, corrosion, condensation, issues which are more environmentally concerning about the leaking of flue gas before the exhaust stack system. So we need to consider different materials. I think it's also key here to say that sometimes we focus on the high temperature expansion joints when actually there are some other types of challenges which are still critical in lower temperature duct systems. Penetration seals are another key application for HRSG applications, and we're supplying both OEM metallic bellow and fabric seals and also retrofit fabric expansion joints. And we've got a short video here we can just show you of how that operates. The key part of how these pen seals operate is all of the internal parts. I mentioned earlier about integration of a product, and here in this small expansion joint we show one of that as a feature. The casing insulation pillow, the pipe jacket insulation system, and then all those interlocking insulation parts inside the expansion joint, and then a formed expansion joint, which is also a DEKOMTE key feature, a formed joint which allows better the movement and flexibility of the expansion joint with no creasing or folding up. DEKOMTE is OEM approved for a wide range of gas turbine types, and I show you here just a snapshot of many of those types of gas turbines which we're installed across, both OEM and retrofit. DEKOMTE are here to offer you an economic and value proposition, and that's all about understanding the failure and probability curve of failure, or otherwise the mean time between overhaul. If we're able to support you with those inspections and that preventative maintenance approach, we believe we're also able to impact on the reliability of the product. And it also comes down to offering you the options available at the beginning. We can offer you a 1-year warranty solution that's suitable for maybe 3 years of life, up to a 6-year warranty solution which is applicable for more than 10 years of life. Of course, these all come at a value. We need to work with you on what the value you see in the plant is in a longer life solution. DEKOMTE is quality assured to the highest standards. We're a leading company in a quality association focused to expansion joints called the RAL, and we'd like to talk to you about that if you're interested. And we can share with you quite a number of resources about quality documentation, quality resources, design standards, in order that you're able to evaluate and compare more easily suppliers that are available on the market. I thank you very much for listening to the presentation. Thanks for your engagement here today, and I hope that you'll contact us again very shortly.